Hi, this is Rebecca Ringett here to talk to you today about the DIARieS ecosystem, which is a vision for maturing the heliophysics infrastructure towards open science. My co-authors are listed at the bottom, and the two publications are linked at the top. The diagram at right represents the current state of the heliophysics infrastructure, with the various shapes representing our varied resources. The lack of connection between and interoperability among these resources presents a barrier for the community. We work every day toward reducing that barrier, but we have yet to imagine what a truly connected and interoperable infrastructure would look like and how it would operate. The motivation here is simple and multifaceted. The heliophysics community simply wants an infrastructure that simplifies how to piece all of their research components together into a workflow that works for them and that's easy to share. The DIARieS ecosystem focuses on exactly this. The proposed solution has two components. First, the liked resource, which is a library, knowledge, and discovery online resources for discovering these resources. The DIARieS ecosystem is built upon this and simplifies how to piece this together and share it. There are 5 components that the DIARieS ecosystem works towards simplifying: discoverability, implementation, analysis, reproducibility, and sharing. This is achieved with ecosystems such as shown here. By choosing New File, the user can easily and automatically spin up a new container to host their workflow. That container would be automatically versioned and can be stored on the cloud or on that person's machine. The various recording and sharing resources can make documentation quite simple and shareability achieved with the click of a button. So let's focus on how a user would build their own workflow. Let's start with including data. So the process of adding data and other research objects to a DIARieS ecosystem is built upon liked. Liked, the discovery portion, is going to have 2 separate components, basically separated based on the expected mechanism. One for data and related items, and one for software. So the users would first use the liked interface to find the desired archive that hosts their data, model, or catalog, and then use the search interface of that archive to find the piece that they want. DIARieS simplifies how to add that data to the analysis environment by adding capability on top of that archive. Users can choose to either save it directly to their container or link it to their container. They can name it with custom names or accept a default from a file, and then that data is easily added to the container without any coding required. Software, adding software to the ecosystem acts similarly. They would simply find the software through the liked interface and through various software archives and add it to their container with a click of a button. All software conflicts would be handled behind the scenes by currently existing software. Each data, item, and package added to the container adds links to these menus, where each link for the package installed and the variable saved in the container has links to documentation, metadata, and editing features. All right, so we've talked about how DIARieS simplifies implementation, reproducibility, and simplifies how to share a given workflow. So now let's talk about the analysis portion, the real meat of the research. Right, so the way that a user would add analysis features to their ecosystem is by adding one of the 3 objects circled. Let's focus on the widgets. So a user would add widgets by searching a widget library, and adding a widget to their ecosystem would automatically install the software that's related. They can click on a loaded widget here, interact with that widget without code, and perform the desired operation. And that widget would automatically be added to the active widget page interface here. All of the panels that you see here, you'll be able to minimize it, you can close it, you can add new ones, you can change the shape, orientation, however you wish, and have a truly interactive and adaptable workflow that can change as the science progresses. This includes adding notebooks, as shown here. And the real power behind the interface is that any edits you make to a given variable, such as in the notebook or by performing unit conversions through the various widgets, all of these edits are saved in memory, and that memory is shared across all of the panels here. So you can do analysis in a notebook to do filtering or other analysis that requires code on a given variable. And then that variable is added to the library, which can then be plugged into a given widget that is loaded. And you can plot that variable with whatever widgets you wish. You can perform more analysis and so on. Notice the presentation tool widget can assist in creating demo modes, presentation modes, adding narrations, and so on. So I've talked to you today about the DIARieS ecosystem and how it can greatly simplify the custom creation of a workflow and how to piece together all of the resources that are needed. If we can connect our resources together, connect our archives together, build upon the successes in our efforts, add in the current technology to simplify this, and assemble all of our various advances into such a workflow, we can greatly reduce the effort that science requires. Such an effort would make our research more fair, more open, and more efficient. We call on the community to work together on this goal to launch it into the future. Thank you for your time.